Hello there. Once again, it's Anton from Anton Obey. Thank you guys for stopping by the collection room. Today I'm taking a look at some more comics. This would be Marvel's Age of Apocalypse Weapon X series, formerly the Wolverine title. And if you like videos like this, please give me a like. And if you feel like I've earned it, I would appreciate a subscribe. I noticed most of the people who watch my channel are not subscribed, so feel free to do that. You don't have to hit the notification thing, though, because that just sounds super annoying. And I could imagine notifications going off whenever somebody posts a video. That just seems ridiculous. Anyway, these are, I think they're all Adam Kubert covers on Weapon X, which is pretty good because I think he was also doing the covers and the interiors on The Amazing X-Men at the same time. Whew. Sorry, suddenly out of breath there for a minute. So I've been going through some of these Age of Apocalypse titles. I've done Astonishing X-Men, Gambit and the Externals, and Amazing X-Men, and now we're doing Weapon X. This was one of the more popular books from the time. I don't think it's bad at all. Don't get me wrong. All of these were great. It didn't hit quite as well with me because I'm not a wildly huge Wolverine fan. But I would say this version of Wolverine is, I mean, just, he's abominable. I mean, he's hard to like, I guess. You can still see regular Wolverine in there, but I mean, he's much colder, much more ruthless. Sabretooth is almost warmer hearted than him. He's just cold. And Jean, he's with Jean, so that's how that turns out in this particular universe. Of course, how it plays. I do love the addition of this book that has Havoc just being a total creep, and works out pretty good. Wolverine has lost his hand to Cyclops, and I think most of their task here, they split up this first issue because it's Weapon X and Jean Grey working together until the end of this. And of course, the mission separates them because she goes to warn the people in America. He's located in Europe. She goes to warn the people in America of the impending attack that the Europeans are planning on the U.S. And he tries to stop her. But then his mission goes on a different direction. So she's kind of out of the book. You've got an appearance of Magma and maybe a few other X-Factor / X-Force characters that we may know. I may be an issue off. She doesn't leave him in this issue. Issue number 2. Just these massive lines and Sentinels protecting humans and all this stuff. It's pretty amazing. The Sentinels are basically work for the good guys in this, so. And they talk. She's a survivor of the Pens. Oh, and here we got the what are those guys? I used to know their names. Reavers? I think they were Reavers. They were a real pain in the butt in X-Men. And I think this is Box, if I'm not wrong. Looks like Box from Alpha Flight. Gosh, it's a little bit hazy right now. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. He's taken out an old Alpha Flight character. That's right. I remember there's a bunch of bombs and airships and stuff, and he kind of has to defend them. And yes, what were these guys' names? One's like Pierce. I cannot remember. I'm going to say they were Reavers. I think they were from the Outback era of X-Men. But it's been a long time since I read that stuff, so I'm a little blurry. Also, it doesn't help that it's hard for me because I was exposed to all of this in the Age of Apocalypse, and then got my way to it in the regular regular Marvel Universe. And here's the point where she is basically leaving, and the line is, "I can't let you go back to the States and warn them about what's coming," because she is going to warn the people. She's like, "Oh, you'll have to stop me." She's going back to the pens to try and liberate whoever she can, because she escaped the breeding pens. And so she asks for him to kill her quickly, which he does not. Didn't kill her at all. She wasn't even sure, though. So anyway, he is on his own from this point. She goes on to X Factor to help liberate the breeding pens. Those are covered more in, I guess, Factor X. They are basically the Age of Apocalypse equivalent to... that's where you can draw the most parallels to Apocalypse and the Age of Apocalypse to the rise of Nazism, because that's... And the breeding pens is so much... well, it's the Nazi camps. It's so much of that story parallel to it. With the experimentation that they do on people and all these things, and it's super gruesome, but it's very, very World War II era. But here we just stick with whatever Wolverine's doing. And the thing is he's not even Wolverine here. He's Weapon X or Logan, and he has to fight a whole bunch of these cyber enhanced guys. Oh wow. One to Gore Mountain. Oh wow. Carol Danvers. There she is, just a government agent. It's a shame. Pretty sure she has to die. No, I guess they're friends. Man, it has been a long time since I came across this. Ah, we got Gateway. I knew he was in here somewhere. Wow, he still calls himself a knucklehead, even in the Age of Apocalypse. Oh yeah, even after Wolverine cuts this guy in half, he like kind of goobers himself back together and walks back in. I thought that was kind of crazy. Yeah, I can't recognize all of these guys just because they're so distorted, but Pierce is definitely one of them. I remember it so much more for the action and some of the moments than I do for the actual... What was his mission? What was his part he was playing? I do know he's not a member of the X-Men in this. He is clear over in Europe. He's not operating with any of their team. Yes, sir, I surely am. That's what comes from being short, hairy, and unloved. I remember these lines. These were great lines. As far as the total plot, it's hard. What's your excuse? So we cut back over here to America, to the pens, where things are absolutely ghastly. I can't remember who this lady is. Braddock? Oh, Miss Frost. Wow. Guess that explains who that is. And they are getting Gateway. I'm pretty sure the plan is for... They've got all these like big like drop ship, bomber ship, Zeppelin things. and for Gateway to transport them immediately across over to Apocalypse's Citadel. But not positive. Like I said, it's been a long time. Ugh, Carol's been all Borged out. I was dying, Logan. The grenade tore me and Pierce apart, but he infected me with whatever he's got. He's put us back together using parts from other altered humans. I'm sharing this body with something loathsome, Logan, and I don't have full control. It's gonna make me shoot Gateway. For pity's sake, Logan, stop me. You have to do what you have to do. Madness. And I remember this. This is what everybody remembers from the whole series is, oh, heaven protect me. He's going to stump me to death. Because our other arm ain't working. It's all shot up. The ace up his sleeve. The claws were withdrawn when his hand was shot off by Cyclops. And boom! Stabs Pierce. Big victory. It was the thing we were all waiting for and probably wondering. And it's the big reveal of the series. And that's what everybody remembers about Weapon X from the series. Shoot, all of the action figures, even the old Toy Biz ones, had the stumpy arm, but you could clip like the claws coming out of the stumpy arm. It was a big deal. It was super cool because I guess it gave us some sort of clue to how his arm, his claws work that we'd never really thought of before, that they were up in his forearm. So it was a big deal. It was a big story. The fact that he wasn't an X-Man, the fact that he wasn't, you know, friends with any of them. He's basically a rogue, monstrous agent. It was an appealing story. And then the fact that it all took place in the AOA, the fact that it's still approved by the Comic Code Authority, pretty wild stuff. And I would put it in probably one of the top 4 books from the Age of Apocalypse, probably maybe top 3, because it's a good one. Anyway, that's pretty much my story on these. If you're interested in the rest of the Age of Apocalypse, I am going through them one by one, issue by issue. Kind of just taking a look and seeing what they look like after all this time. I mean, this has been a while. This was, what, 93? 95. So, you know, it's been, gosh, almost 20 years? Something like that. A long time. Yeah, anyway. Now I gotta question my math. I'm doing that wrong. So if it's 95, it's 2005. Yeah, it's about 20 years. Still an amazing comic book story. Big deal at the time, and still one of the best stories ever written. Anyway, if you are interested in any of these and more about the AOA, go ahead and check out my my other videos. I have a few I'm piling up. I'm going to eventually do the entire Age of Apocalypse, and I will have it all in a big playlist that you can watch. And if you're interested in that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and maybe the like button. I will catch you guys later.